Hello, everybody. Welcome to My Favorite Product. Thank you for coming back and for telling your friends about it. We love seeing more and more subscribers, more and more likes, more and more random comments, and we've got a great guest today. We have Murthy Bhavaraju. Hi, Murthy. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, John?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for being on.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. And we were chatting a little bit. We have similar paths into product management. You were a business analyst before you got into product. You want to tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into the wonderful world of product management?
Yeah, so I moved from India to United States in 2016 for my master's in industrial engineering. Before that, I was working on rolling stock, which is basically subway trains in India.
Huh.
I was a mechanical engineer, just working under the trains, reading pneumatic diagrams. Then, after graduating from University of Arkansas in 2018 as a master's in industrial engineering, I got my first job at Walmart as a supply chain analyst.
Okay.
And then I slowly transitioned to a data analyst and a senior data analyst here in Dallas. Now I'm based out of Dallas. And my transition to product management was pretty natural. Like I was working with a product manager who thought like I would be a great fit for this role. And I was almost doing his work, like just getting the requirements and
Yep.
taking inferencing from the data. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And yeah, I love my job. It's pretty exciting. It gives me like a very wide and a high view of things of how they're working with different stakeholders. And yes, it has got its own headaches. Like just following people up, even just following up with the business. It's, sometimes they're interested, sometimes they're not interested, and just keeping everyone excited. And I think this is one of the jobs where you have to satisfy everyone. I mean, there's this common saying, right? You cannot make everybody happy, but this is the job where you have to make everyone happy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So,
tricky.
but yeah, so currently I'm working with Walmart as a product manager. I worked on natural language processing products. I'm currently working on computer vision applications. Unfortunately, cannot talk about it because it's under NDA. It's a little bit privileged.
Yeah.
But Walmart has been doing a lot of computer vision applications on the store side. Like, I think Sam's Club, they're trying to detect the items in a cart, when people are going out. So all those kinds of things. Yeah, so that's been my journey as a product manager. I have a product experience for the last 3 years, but during that time, I've been reading a lot of books, learning from people like you, and also my colleagues. Yeah.
And Murthy, that sounds like a really smooth transition into product management, right? Just through your
Yes.
job, you started kind of doing the same type of functions that a PM would, and then they said, "Hey, you should just join our team."
Yes, yes, yes. I didn't even know what product management was earlier. That person was called business solution lead. I was like, okay, what is this? Is this even a real job? Like, why is Walmart paying me to do this? Like, does the leadership know? And then later on, I realized, oh, product management is a real role. There are real challenges to it.
They didn't make it
Coding,
for me. Yeah.
yeah, coding and analyzing is one thing, but making people understand and getting everybody on board at the same time is a whole different thing. So,
There are days I still wonder if product management's a real job or what is the job of product management, but we won't go there today. We're
yeah.
here to talk about your favorite products. I'm super excited for this one. And you are the first guest that's gonna go through our new format here. We had a guest on in the last episode, Anne, who brought some runner-up products that she really wanted to talk about or
Mhm.
highlight as her favorite product, but they just didn't get that top spot. And I thought, most of our guests have the same thing where they have like four or five products they were considering. So if you wouldn't mind, do you have any that you thought about as your favorite product, but ultimately
Yes.
held
I
back?
thought about Microsoft Excel. I think we all use it.
Yeah.
We all love it in some way or the form. The other one is Gaia. So one of my hobbies is game design, and Gaia allows you to create virtual terrains. Like you can just go and click, oh, create a valley or a mountain. It'll create a mountain for you in a 3D engine with all the trees and rocks and rivers.
Huh.
And it can also simulate day and light. So that was the other one. The other one is Alfa Romeo, my own car. It's an Italian car. It's basically called poor man's Ferrari. uh,
That's not so bad. Yeah.
no, no, but I'm not a car guy at all. But that car got my interest, and it really influenced the way I think about design and just the user experience. When I
Yeah.
think about my car, I think about passion. I don't think about miles per gallon, or I don't think about reliability or anything. Like that car really wants me to drive. And I've been driving it for like a year and a half now, and I still look at my car as like I'm seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did the car make you a car guy or
yes, it did influence me to move
yeah.
in to learn more about cars and
Huh.
the engines and everything. And so it's a beautiful car. It has got its problems, but even in spite of that, I think it has made its own mark.
Yeah.
And yes, obviously, Facebook is what I want to talk about because it's one of the products that I've been using for over a decade now. And
Yeah.
being an international student at one point, moving from a different country, I use Facebook extensively to connect with people, to find out what the events are, and also talk to people back home. And also, Facebook is usually the first place I get like a new because I don't really watch news a lot for many, many reasons. But Facebook is something that's just really quick because the people on the ground who do the first reporting. Yes, they have their biases and you have to use your own intelligence to like see through it. But in terms of like event notification of something that's happening on ground, I think Facebook is pretty quick because people just upload it before even a journalist gets there. Right. So I
Oh,
get to know
interesting.
about it. So yeah. So yeah, should we continue? Do you want me to continue,
Yeah,
Joe?
yeah. Well, I actually want to delve into that because I knew that, for communication and engagement, right? Especially
Mhm.
with folks that are back home for you. I'd love to hear more about that, but I wasn't expecting the avenue of getting your news from Facebook. I think, they've gone through quite a journey there in trying to make their, news unbiased and trustworthy.
Yes.
So really interesting, especially, we're recording this in September. In the US, we have an election coming up in 2 months, so it's a
Mm.
hot topic.
Yes, yes. Again, getting news from Facebook, it was always be biased because it depends on like what kind of friend you have. Like, are
Yeah,
they
the
more
bubble, right? Right.
the bubble? So I don't really use it to like understand the news. I use it to get like, okay, what's happening in the on the event. Then I go to the main media and then do my own analysis.
I see.
Uh, so that's how I consume news from Facebook. I don't take it at the face value because people have their biases, and when people are talking online, they're just using words. They're not using themselves. So that's why things get a little heated sometimes.
Yeah, I
But
see that
yeah,
a lot. It's that part
yes.
scares me. I don't get involved in those things. But so you're saying like Newswire, Associated Press type, the raw news stories that come out that are as as unbiased as they can be, I'm guessing, right? That's what you're hearing.
Yes. I mean, Facebook at the end of the day, it's what people make of it. And if people are
Yeah.
biased, Facebook will also be biased. But what I used to use it for extensively is that. So one of my hobbies are like dancing, like social dancing. It's Lindy
Hmm.
Hop and blues, which are like American inventions based on black arts that were in America. Uh, Facebook is something that all of us dancers have, and it's a really easy tool to like organize events, to know about different dance events. Let's say if I want to create an event with my friends, I like Facebook, I'll just make a group of like five people, like, hey, let's do this or let's go there. Facebook is like the one-stop shop for everything right now. Like Facebook Marketplace is there. I think they have started Facebook dating as well. I mean, I don't need it because but Facebook is also, you can use, as I mentioned, you can create events, host
Yep.
events, organize events, raise awareness about a certain initiative. Also, you can raise money for charity. Like, I think Facebook has this new feature on your birthday, like you can support one charity for people to donate for that birthday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's like the one-stop shop for everybody to connect with each other. And I think it's amazing. Even the application performance itself is it's smooth. Now there is another app called Meetup which is basically
Mhm.
designed for people meeting in a new place.
Right.
But still you will meet people who have never heard about Meetup. But you will know that everyone on this planet has heard about Facebook or has Facebook or used to be a Facebook user.
Yeah.
Right? I still rely on Facebook for my socialization. Like if I want to move to a different place, then I would rely on Facebook first and then go to the meetup. And every meetup organization has a Facebook outlet somewhere. So So Facebook is an amazing app. I use it on a day-to-day basis. I do have some complaints about it. Nowadays, it's more about like just aggressive advertising and a lot of memes than actually knowing what my friends are up to, which is kind of missing. But I mean, yeah, keeping that aside as an application, as a software tool, I think it's amazing that
Yep.
you can talk to different people from different parts of the world. I do know like one Indian cricketer, I cannot remember his name, but I think he met his wife on Facebook first, like they were in like an online relationship first, and then they got married.
Oh, interesting.
And
Yeah.
and I once met a couple in University of Arkansas. Like, and I think the girl was from India, was from Bangladesh, and the guy was from India. They met on Facebook first. They chatted with each other for 4 years, and then finally they got married and had a kid.
Yep.
So I haven't heard of any other platforms doing that. I mean, it's pretty robust in what it is.
Yeah, that's great. And I was going to ask you, I mean, it sounds like you're very social, and you mentioned maybe the dating app isn't so much for you, or you don't need that one as much. But have you met other people just through some of the hobbies that you have through, or been able to connect with them more and engage with them more through Facebook?
Yes, yes. So, for example, I'll just take the dancing. So we have a group of dancers from all over the country, and it's basically a meme group. People share about their funny experiences with the dance, and we all like each other. And then you go to a certain event and you see that person. Oh, I know you from Facebook. We have been, just chatting and commenting with on each other's posts for months now. You know, that's how you build relationships there. And Facebook is also a great opportunity to build any hobbies. For example, when I started doing game design as a hobby during COVID pandemic, because I was so bored of playing video games, I wanted to do something more.
Yeah.
So I started game design. And Facebook has many groups on game design, indie game design, and you can just meet people there. Like I've connected with people over there to talk about my problems, like the issues or challenges that I'm facing while designing a game. And they share their work. It's inspiring. It pushes you. So it's a great tool, even if you want to connect with other people, or just engage in your hobbies or improve upon your hobbies. Uh, yeah, so I hope I answered your question there.
Yeah, no, you definitely did. I'm curious too, and I don't have the data with me at the moment, but it did seem like maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, somewhere in that window, a lot of people were leaving Facebook.
Mhm.
It could have been generational, the younger generation moving over to Instagram or wherever the new one is now. I don't know, maybe TikTok or something like that. Are you ever afraid that people are going to leave the network, or do you feel like at this point it's kind of leveled off and Facebook is safe, that the people there now are probably going to stay there if they've been there this long?
In terms of the user age group, just if I were to look into my own friend circle of people that I socialize with, a lot of younger users, like between the ages, let's say less than age of 25, are more active on Instagram.
Yep.
Like if you let's say you meet a new person, for the first time, we don't really ask for phone numbers because it's a little too intimate these days to ask for a phone number. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not 1950s anymore. So uh so either look, back in my day we would ask for Facebook, but today they're like, do you have your Instagram on?
Right.
You know, I mean, I still ask for Facebook because that's where I'm more active. But if I really want to connect with a younger crowd, like I'm 32 years old, like if I want to connect with someone that's 25 or younger, then yes, they're more active on Instagram.
Right. Right.
So I feel it kind of leveled off, but I think that they're not able to gain new users, new young users. And I think it has more to do with the conversations on Facebook being overpowered by the older generation of people and all the political drama that that's going on there. And I think Facebook can improve there on that aspect a little bit. They can make it a little more friendlier, maybe reduce the number of advertising that goes on, because most of the posts that I see are just advertisements of either a product or some viral opinion that I don't really care about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's really tricky. It feels like, and I want to say it's the 20-year anniversary of Facebook, or maybe that's when I joined because I was in
Mhm.
college 2004, and at that time, I think they were only letting college students on. You had to have a college email
Mhm.
domain to get on.
Right.
So I was actually one of the first, first cohorts, whatever you want to call it, of users there. Um,
Hmm.
and it's funny looking back on it, they've gone through so much with trying to govern what people are saying on there and make it safe. And then, of course, there was this whole episode of them selling the data.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping they learned from that mistake. And now they're probably in a place where it's a little safer. And I still log into my Facebook account, especially if I need a recommendation for something in my town, a mechanic or an electrician or what have
Hmm.
you. It's a great
Yes.
place to solicit feedback from a community
Yes.
on those things. So, I mean, I love it for that reason. I don't know if there's anything better than Facebook for that purpose.
Yes, I usually lean on to Google reviews, like if I need a review of something. But I live in Dallas, so it's a big city, so the Google traffic is also higher. But if I were to live in Arkansas in a small town, then they may not have a large Google presence, but they'll definitely have a Facebook. They'll have their own Facebook page or a community, and people will post. I do know like that some bakers in Fayetteville, Arkansas, that's where I used to live, and they would have their own Facebook page. They didn't necessarily have their own website either. They just relied on Facebook. And I think nowadays, like some of them are switching towards Instagram, right, because I think it's more suited for like uploading images
Yeah,
compared to Facebook. But if I see reviews on Facebook of people, I feel more comfortable than Google, because Google is like kind of like an open source, like anybody can just
good
say
point.
anything. But Facebook is something where, okay, this person has left a review. You can go to this person's profile and actually see if they're a real person or not, or what kind of
Yeah,
person they are.
yeah,
And
there's some
then,
validity.
yeah, so you can authenticate that way. Uh, but yes, I use Facebook a lot to host events. I think I mentioned that before with my friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
you,
it's really convenient to use it.
it is. I'd agree. And you mentioned, maybe making the experience a bit friendlier. Anything else that you'd recommend to the Facebook product team to even improve it more?
In terms of hobbies, let's say tomorrow I want to learn oil painting and I start liking posts of oil painting, then maybe Facebook can start even offering courses, or maybe partnership with some other companies that offer online courses. Hey,
Yeah.
we see that you're doing liking online painting stuff, so here's tons of courses that you can take up. Or you like plant-based food, so here are suggestions for plant-based foods. And a lot of payment or transaction payment models can be invented from there. I think those are the things that I would like to see in Facebook, like like to really fit my personality about the things that I want to learn and I want to connect with, and less of the marketing drama or the political drama that's going on right
Right.
now.
Right. Yeah. Personalize it, pull you into things that you might be interested in. Uh,
Mhm.
that's great feedback. And I do think that would definitely bring Facebook up a level. How about you as a product manager, Murthy? How has Facebook and some of the principles of Facebook, uh, you know, ha, what's it done to your thinking around product?
It has it has really forced me to think about. So whenever we make a product, we make metrics. Oh, the engagement rate, the happiness, the adoption rate, unique users, all that is fine. I think we should encourage product managers to also have like metrics based on ethics, like
Mhm.
just do that exercise as well. Like after you, if a user is using Facebook, are they becoming a better person after that? Are they becoming a happy person, or are they more politically divided or polarized? We need to
Mhm.
have those metrics. So at the end of the day, we want to solve people's problems, and having those metrics that can measure that aspect of a human being, like, okay, this metric shows that it is solving people's problems, or it's making a person better, knowledgeable, more aware, or more sensitive to other social dynamics in the society. I think having those metrics would really help not just Facebook, but any app or application that we are trying to develop as a race of humans, to better ourselves. In some cases, that may not be possible because, some apps or services are too technical to have those things. But I think it's a good exercise to have. Like, hey, is this ethical? If I, as a user, use someone's application, will that make me a better human being? Will that make me a happier person or satisfied? But today, I think people are just stuck on their Facebook app, just scrolling or doom scrolling. That's what they're calling it as. I don't think that's a good metric. Like, I think it's called retention or engagement. I don't think that's a good metric, or maybe they have to redefine it.
I love that. Yeah. So call them, I don't know, vanity metrics. You didn't use that term as I am, but how
Yeah,
many
vanity
now or
metric.
DAO or wow or whatever it might be, and then engagement and stickiness and all that stuff. Throw
Mhm.
that out the window and say, are you actually helping this person, right? Not only solve their problems, but to your point, better themselves somehow.
Yes, they're meditation apps, like after your session, they're like, are you happier after 20 minutes of session? Like, what's
Yeah.
your daily mood?
Yep.
Those can come into like something like Facebook and really try and, because if people are polarized or if people are not happy, then we get into the cycle of where we are not really progressing and progressing much, and things will deteriorate. Yeah.
Yeah. That's excellent. Murthy, I can't thank you enough for coming on, sharing with us your favorite product, which is kind of an oldie but a goodie, right? 2 decades going here on Facebook, but people are still getting value out of it, and I love that we covered
Yes.
it today. Anything you wanted to plug?
Oh no, I think I had a really good session with you, John. I'll hope to see you again.
I was going to ask if you have a game out there we could enjoy, but I won't put you on the spot.
I'm still making it. It's really hard. Like the concept is a guy can turn into a dragon. So I've finished that, but I still need to design the environment and the many things.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for it. And
Definitely.
thanks again. It was great having you today.
Thank you very much. You have a good day.